Welcome to Mind Set in Stone podcasts, where we dive deep into the most compelling books on the shelf. Join hosts Dave and Poppy as they uncover the stories, themes, and ideas that shape our understanding and inspire curiosity. Get ready to explore the big ideas that leave a lasting impact. Let's get started.
Welcome, True Seeker, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're setting out on, a really unique kind of journey. We're exploring a path that could genuinely reshape how you see your own life.
That's right. And our guide for this exploration is Elizabeth Lesser's fantastic book, The Seeker's Guide, Making Your Life a Spiritual Adventure.
It really is a powerful title, isn't it? Sets the stage perfectly.
It does. And our goal here, as always, is to go, beyond just a quick book summary. We're not just dissecting another self-help guide.
Definitely not.
Instead, we want to look at Lesser's core ideas as like a practical roadmap for your own personal evolution. We'll explore how her insights can actually be applied in your day-to-day life.
Helping you figure out what it really means to make your life a spiritual adventure.
Exactly. It's about getting that deep knowledge, getting it quickly and thoroughly, finding those aha moments, but without feeling totally overwhelmed.
Which can happen so easily when you dive into these big topics. So get comfortable. This is going to be a really fascinating conversation.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're going to uncover some pretty surprising ideas and deep insights into what Lesser calls a new kind of spirituality. She sees it as distinctly American, actually.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, she describes it as open-minded, very individualistic, definitely adventurous, and it really celebrates diversity by drawing from lots of different traditions.
Okay, that makes sense.
And here's a key point, maybe a surprising one. This isn't about ditching organized religion at all. Lesser actually suggests using those traditions as a springboard.
Right, as a path.
Yeah.
Not just for personal enlightenment, but for building community too.
Exactly. It's a really inclusive perspective.
It is. And Lesser's starting point really challenges some common ideas about spirituality, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
She says it's not about trying to become some kind of perfect saint or, magically getting rid of the parts of yourself you don't like.
That's such a common trap, isn't it? The perfection goal.
It really is. Instead, she argues spirituality is about embracing the whole messy, wonderful human experience. The ups, the downs, all of it.
Fully embracing it.
She calls it an adventure. And she draws this great parallel to Joseph Campbell's hero's journey.
The classic monomyth.
Precisely. It's that cycle.
Yeah.
Leaving your familiar world, facing challenges, finding some kind of life-giving elixir, and then returning transformed, richer, more mature.
It's a process, not a destination.
That's the core of it. It's an ongoing journey.
And I love how Lesser just tackles those common misconceptions head on, like the idea that spirituality somehow means leaving your brain at the door.
Right. She insists it doesn't exclude rational thought or intellectual rigor or science or learning. It integrates them.
It has to, really.
And she pushes back hard against the stereotype that spirituality is all about, celibacy or living alone in a cave. In her view, enlightenment can blossom in a monastery, sure, but just as easily within a busy family. You can find it in prayer, absolutely,
Yep.
but also right there at your desk at work.
That feels much more accessible.
It is. She stresses that the bliss of the world enjoying life, nature, connection is just as spiritual as seeking transcendence.
And she clarifies Campbell's follow your bliss too, which often gets misinterpreted.
Yes. People think it means just do whatever feels good, pure self-indulgence.
A kind of narcissism, almost.
But Campbell, as Lesser points out, meant it in the context of sacrifice. Finding what truly makes you feel alive, your deep calling, even if it means letting go of other things.
That's a much deeper meaning. It requires discernment.
It does. And this leads to another really profound idea, fearlessness as the seed of happiness.
Okay, that sounds counterintuitive. Explain that.
Well, we usually think happiness arrives when fear leaves, right? But Lesser suggests spirituality invites us to actually linger with the tough stuff.
Like what?
Like facing our fear of death or the regret of an unlived life or the pain of loss. Instead of avoiding these truths, she says, approach them with curiosity, openness.
That takes courage. Serious work, as she calls it.
It is serious work. But here's the paradox. Doing that hard internal work leads to a lightness of heart. That's what she identifies as real happiness.
So happiness isn't about achieving perfection.
No, it's found within our imperfection. Because imperfection is the reality. Happiness exists right there in the messy middle of it all.
That's incredibly freeing, actually, just accepting the messiness.
It really is. And a key part of getting there is cultivating what she calls a beginner's mind. This comes from Zen Buddhism.
Beginner's mind, like being willing to not know.
Exactly. Think about little kids. They aren't ashamed to be beginners. They ask those amazing wide-eyed questions. Where does the sky end? What does God look like?
Totally uninhibited curiosity.
Yes, no fear of sounding silly. Lesser says we should approach our spiritual path and maybe all of life with that same open, optimistic curiosity.
Like an empty sky, open to possibilities.
That's her original sky mind concept. Empty, open, full of potential. Letting go of what we think we know.
Okay. And to help organize all these human concerns, she uses a framework. The biggies and the dailies.
Yeah, it's a very neat, practical way to think about it. The biggies are those huge existential questions.
Life, purpose, love, suffering, death. What's beyond the heavy hitters?
Right, the things that keep you up at 3 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah.
And the dailies are the more immediate things.
Like health, feelings, relationships, work, family, the stuff right in front of us.
Exactly. And Lesser's point is that real spirituality illuminates both. It brings depth and meaning not just to the big mysteries, but also to the everyday challenges.
Making the ordinary sacred, in a way.
Precisely. It connects the two.
And Lesser's own life really demonstrates this, weaving through different traditions and psychological approaches.
It does. She emphasizes that spirituality isn't about finding something out there.
Right. It's about discovering what's already here, hiding somewhere near us, resting in the depths of our own bodies, minds, and hearts.
It's an inside job, fundamentally, but it's also shaped by our culture, our family. It's both individual and collective.
And she talks about America's capacity to transcend and include, building on the past, but forging something new.
Yeah, expanding personal transformation beyond just religion to include psychology, physical well-being, creativity. It's holistic.
Okay, so let's shift into the landscape of the mind. You mentioned meditation earlier.
Yes, particularly mindfulness. Lesser calls it the snug boat of awareness.
I love that image. A boat in potentially stormy seas.
Exactly. Life is difficult, as M. Scott Peck said. Meditation doesn't stop the waves, the ups and downs, the hope and fear.
It helps you navigate them.
Right. You learn to stay present, observe the waves moving through, instead of getting swept away by each one, thinking that wave is the whole story.
So it changes your relationship to the difficulties.
Precisely. It cultivates this exquisite attitude, helps you handle tough times with more grace, and enjoy the good times with more gratitude. Inner stability, regardless of outer weather.
Okay, so how do we practically cultivate that? You mentioned labeling thoughts.
Yes. This is real-life application number 1, drawing from Chogyam Trungpa. It's deceptively simple, but really powerful.
Okay, walk us through it.
You sit comfortably, good posture. Pay attention to your out-breath, that feeling of dissolving, letting go. Then just allow the in-breath. Naturally.
Okay, focusing on the breath.
Then, inevitably, a thought pops up. A mental bing. The moment you notice it, you just mentally, silently label it. Thinking.
Just thinking, no judgment.
No judgment at all. Thoughts aren't good or bad, they're just thinking. This simple label gives you huge leverage.
Leverage to do what?
To gently return your focus to the breath. It stops the thought from completely hijacking your attention and pulling you away. It tames that monkey mind.
That sounds like something you could use anytime, anywhere, not just formal meditation.
Absolutely. It's a portable tool for presence.
Now, Lesser also talks about the false ego, or nafs. What's that about?
Right. This comes from Sufism. The nafs isn't your healthy sense of self. It's more like the inner saboteur.
The part that creates resistance in meditation and life.
Exactly. It's that part of us that wants the whole universe to revolve around me, my preferences, my desires. It often shows up as negativity, resentment, those repetitive self-serving thoughts.
She gives that example about co-parenting, right? Wanting things her way.
Yes, that struggle between desire and reality. The key is distinguishing this false ego from the healthy ego or wisdom mind.
Okay, what's the difference?
The healthy ego knows when to hold on, when to let go. It maintains healthy boundaries, but also understands interconnectedness. It's balanced.
So it's not about destroying the ego, but understanding its different aspects.
Precisely. Refining it.
And this relates to how we handle difficult emotions or self-criticism in daily life too, right? Not just thoughts and meditation.
Absolutely. When those monkeys, pain, restlessness, doubt, self-judgment show up, our instinct is to fight them. But Lesser advises the opposite. Observe them without judgment, just like the thoughts in meditation.
Non-judgmental awareness again.
It's key. And psychotherapy can be really helpful here too. Understand the roots of that self-judgment.
How does embracing the darkness help?
Paradoxically, facing it with compassion makes you miraculously lighter. Thich Nhat Hanh talks about holding anger like a mother holds a crying baby.
With tenderness, allowing it to be there without letting it take over.
Exactly. Compassionate engagement, not suppression.
Okay, this leads us into decision-making. Tell us about the wisdom of no escape.
This came from a powerful experience Lesser had with Ram Dass. It's about rejecting the if-only trap.
Wishing things were different, blaming circumstances.
Right. Instead, it's about taking radical responsibility for your choices. Realizing you're not just a victim. Asking yourself, what did I really want here? What was calling me to be fully alive?
Confronting the actual situation, not the fantasy.
Yes. It demands honesty and agency.
So how do we apply this? Are there practical steps?
There are. This is real-life application number 2. Principles for wise decision-making. 4 key ideas.
Okay, lay them out for us.
First, no tantrums. You can love things, want things, but life doesn't always bend to your specific will. Accept reality.
Makes sense. What's second?
Second, no cheating. You can get what you want, but you can't have everything. Choosing one path means letting go of others. That's the wisdom of sacrifice.
That's a tough one. Recognizing opportunity cost.
It is, but it's crucial for mature choices. Third, no escape. Decisions have to be based in reality, not wishful thinking or blaming others, except the actual terms.
Grounded choices. And the fourth?
Fourth, willingness to deal with conflict. Facing disagreements directly actually makes decision-making clearer and easier in the long run. Avoidance just muddies the waters.
So embracing reality, sacrifice, and even conflict leads to wiser choices.
That's the essence of it. Courageous action.
All right, let's move from the mind to the landscape of the heart. How does Lesser define heartfulness?
She defines it beautifully as knowing what you love and having the guts and grace to go for it.
Guts and grace. I like that combination.
It implies both courage and skill, doesn't it? It's about finding your inner angel, your genius, those core capacities.
Crisis reveals those, while peace can make us complacent.
Exactly. Loss can sometimes wake us up to what truly matters, while stability might lull that inner fire to sleep. Growth comes in surprising ways.
So how do we actively engage the heart? Is there a practice for that?
Yes, she offers real-life application number 3, the Awakened Heart Meditation. It's quite profound.
Tell us about it.
You start by placing your hand over your heart center. Then you breathe slowly, imagining the breath moving in and out through that very spot.
Okay, breathing into the heart.
And just notice the sensations. Contraction, openness, dullness, sadness, whatever's there. Gently name the feelings. Hardness, pain, fear, sweetness. Just naming, no judgment.
Acknowledging what's present.
Then imagine a loving, wise being, Buddha, Mary, Jesus, whoever resonates, touching that spot with incredible tenderness. Explore its feeling, its texture, its color.
Allowing yourself to feel it fully, maybe things you've suppressed.
Yes. Recognizing the pain, perhaps. And then just rest there, in that temple of your heart, letting compassionate attention fill it, knowing you can always come back.
That sounds incredibly intimate and healing. What's the outcome Lesser suggests?
A sense of lightness, even amidst difficult feelings. That compassion transforms the experience.
And this focus on personal experience connects to Campbell's hero's journey again, right? Turning daily life into living myths.
Exactly. Campbell showed how ancient myths play out in our ordinary lives. Lesser argues we often dull our lives by seeing them as mundane.
We miss the mythic dimension.
We do. Her story about hitting the deer is a powerful example. It wasn't just an accident for her.
It became a meaningful and mysterious story happening on an invisible plane, a catalyst for change.
Yes. It woke her up, helped her speak from her core values. It shows how perspective transforms experience.
And art, music, poetry play a role here too, in shaking us up.
A huge role. Like Elvis shaking up a whole country, art can create this longing inside of us for beauty and magic. It helps us live from the heart.
It bypasses the analytical mind.
Goes straight to the soul. And she gives us creative ways to engage with this.
Like the poetry box.
Yes. Real life application number 4, part 1. Get a box, decorate it, fill it with poems, quotes, cartoons, fortunes, anything that inspires you. Dip into it when you need a lift or a new perspective.
I love that. Creating your own personal inspiration source.
You learn what really speaks to you.
Yeah.
And the second part is the Drunken Angel Meditation.
Okay, intriguing title. It's not about actual drinking, though.
No. It's about reading poems like Rumi's or Baudelaire's Get Drunk. Poems about inner ecstasy, being drunk on life, in love with the world.
Ah, intoxication with existence itself.
Exactly. Reading them aloud can clear dullness, spark inspiration, help you feel that heightened sense of life.
So using imagination and feeling, which leads to creative visualization.
Right, or guided imagery. Lesser calls it directed daydreaming. It taps into the soul and really affects the body and mind.
Because the brain doesn't always distinguish between vivid imagination and reality.
That's the fascinating part. Imagining something can create real physiological responses, faster heart rate, relaxation, reduced pain. You can use it consciously.
And there's an application for empathy.
Yes, a really unique one. Real-life application number 5 is Belruth Naparstek's imagery to increase empathy for another.
How does that work?
You visualize yourself actually sliding into the other person's body, breathing their breath, seeing through their eyes, feeling what it's like to be them.
Wow, that's intense.
It is. You notice any resistance, soften into it, feel their physical sensations, their perspective. Then you gently return to your own body with gratitude for that imaginative capacity.
A powerful way to build understanding and compassion.
Truly. It breaks down barriers in a felt way.
Okay, now let's talk about the autobiographies of joy and grief.
Right. Lesser points out we tend to focus more on problems than joys. But they're two sides of the same coin.
Inseparable parts of life.
And by consciously paying attention to joy, savoring it, remembering it vividly, you build trust that happiness will return after sorrow.
And the wisdom gained from grief is just as valuable as the pleasure of joy.
Absolutely. It's about honoring the whole spectrum.
So how do we write these autobiographies? That's application 6, right?
Yes. It's a powerful exercise. First, choose music that evokes joy for you. Meditate on specific joyful memories, maybe being young and free, first love, moments of wonder.
And then write short stories, vignettes about them.
Exactly. Then switch gears. Put on music that softens the heart. Meditate on moments of grief, pain, sorrow, childhood struggles, losses, difficult transitions.
And write vignettes about those too.
Yes. Lesser shares her own examples. Dinner time, longing for God, dealing with marital crisis, friends dying. Stringing these together, joy and grief, maps your inner journey.
It helps you see the patterns, trust the flow.
It really does. It's witnessing your own life unfold with compassion.
Okay, shifting now to the landscape of the body. This feels crucial in Lesser's view.
Immensely. She argues the body has been falsely accused throughout history, seen as an obstacle to spirit.
But she insists spirituality is an in-body experience.
Unequivocally, the body is materialized spirit, she says, as sacred as anything else. Body, mind, emotions, soul, all facets of one diamond.
Not separate, but integrated. The body as a path, not a problem.
Exactly. And this leads to her first law of healing. We want to care for the things we love. It challenges that conditional relationship. I'll love my body when.
Right. She says the love has to come first, like loving a child or a pet.
Yes. Fall in love with your body now, just as it is. Then the motivation for healthy habits arises naturally from that love, not from self-criticism.
That's a radical shift for many people.
It is. And her second law, the body remembers, builds on this. Our bodies hold our history.
Tensions, emotions, traumas, shame about our bodies, it's all stored there.
Deeply stored. Her midwifery experience showed her how consciously engaging the body, like visualizing during labor, can transform pain into purposeful action. Our physical form holds so much wisdom.
Okay, then the fourth law. Come into animal presence. What does that mean?
This is about integrating Jung's eros, that earthy connection, pleasure, relatedness, with logos, focus, consciousness, reason.
Finding balance between instinct and intellect.
Precisely. Lesser shares her own struggle with an eating disorder as an example of disconnecting from that instinctual bodily wisdom. Healing involved reconnecting, guided by people like Marianne Woodman.
Coming back to that grounded, embodied feeling.
Yes, and she offers rituals for this real-life application 7.
What kind of rituals?
Simple, visceral things, feeling your pulse, just sensing that life beat, slowing down to really taste and appreciate food, maybe a weekly silent meal.
Grounding yourself in sensation?
Fasting occasionally to connect with primal hunger, toning, humming, feeling the vibration, and even her unusual ritual.
Peeing outdoors.
Yeah, as a way to connect with the wild, feel humility, and ground herself before stressful situations. It shows any simple act that connects you to your body and the earth can be a ritual.
That really broadens the definition of ritual. It's about intention.
It is.
She also touches on Law 5, listening to the body's wisdom amidst all the health noise.
Trusting your inner knowing.
And Law 6, the mind-body connection, referencing Dr. Benson's relaxation response work.
How stress impacts health, and how mindfulness helps become stress-hardy.
And law 7, letting energy flow, like in yoga or qigong.
That free energy flow aids healing, all interconnected.
Which leads perfectly to law 9, get support.
Yes, the power of connection. Dr. Dean Ornish's research is key here.
Showing that social support, intimacy, community actually boost health and longevity, sometimes more than diet and exercise.
It's incredible, isn't it? And Benson's work also shows belief in a higher power contributes to healing. We need connection. We need meaning.
We really are social creatures, wired for belonging.
Fundamentally.
Okay, let's move carefully into the landscape of death. Lesser talks about practicing dying while we are alive.
It sounds morbid, but it's not. It's about befriending endings, change, letting go of the fear around loss and the unknown.
Cultivating faith through experiencing change and coming through it.
Exactly. Her own experiences with grief, losing her father, her friend losing a dog, showed how leaning into grief leads to growth and understanding, not just pain.
Finding peace through acceptance of impermanence.
That's the heart of it.
And that leads us to the landscape of the soul, moving beyond either thinking.
Yes. Towards unity consciousness. Thich Nhat Hanh's concept of inner being is central here.
The paper meditation example.
Beautifully illustrates it. Seeing the tree, the sun, the water, the logger, everything in the paper. Nothing exists alone.
Everything is interconnected, dissolving those artificial separations.
It's a profound shift in perception.
And how does karma fit into this interconnected view?
Lesser clarifies, it's not mystical fate or punishment. It's seeing the intricate web of cause and effect. Every event is both.
Understanding this motivates responsibility.
Yes, and transforms problems into beautiful problems. They become messages, teachers, opportunities to learn and lessen suffering, like in the story she shares about Karen's Graves' disease. Seeing the challenge is an invitation.
Okay, and there's a process for working with these beautiful problems.
Yes, real-life application number 8, the karma and faith process. 6 steps for navigating tough times.
Let's hear them.
1, quiet your mind. Use the breath to calm the inner storm. 2, forgive yourself, others, God. Release that blame.
Crucial steps. What's next?
3, ask for help. Acknowledge you can't do it all alone. Faith is trusting something larger when you're stuck. 4, lean back. Surrender control. 5, listen to your beautiful problems. Once you're calmer, they reveal their wisdom. And 6, give back to others. Sharing your growth helps them and reinforces your own healing.
A complete cycle. That sounds like a powerful toolkit for life.
It really is.
Now, as we near the end of the journey in the book, Lesser talks about teachers and therapists.
Right, a vital but sometimes tricky part of the path. She's very honest about their imperfections.
They're human, after all. But their guidance is still invaluable.
Absolutely. The goal isn't finding a perfect guru, but someone honest, working on their own stuff. That's realistic.
So how do you find a good guide? Are there guidelines?
Yes, she offers practical things to look for. First, does the teacher try to walk their talk? Is there humility? Second, do they demand excellence? Good teachers expect discipline, commitment to the practice. Third, are they truly compassionate? Look for loving kindness, stable joy, a sense of humor, like Gilek Rinpoche's teachers, whose lack of judgment created space for his liberation.
Compassion is key. What else?
Fourth, are they experienced? Do they have mastery, represent a lineage of wisdom? And fifth, what kind of commitment should you make?
What's the advice there?
Bring common sense and sincere commitment. Growth takes time. Don't rush. Don't give up easily. Trust the process you've chosen.
Patience and persistence.
Essential.
And beyond individual teachers, community is also vital. Shared ritual.
Hugely important. Spirituality isn't solitary. Relationships and groups are where we demonstrate our real spirituality.
Where the rubber meets the road.
Exactly. Her choir story is beautiful, that spontaneous, soulful performance creating sacred space, bridging divides through shared experience.
Connection itself as a spiritual practice.
It truly is. And she shares a final ritual example, her own New Year's party.
Tell us about that. It sounds lovely.
Friends gather. Before midnight, they meditate around a fire. Each person focuses on a goal for the new year and something old they need to release.
Setting intentions.
They invest these intentions into 2 pine cones, one new, one old. They share aloud, then toss the old cone into the fire for release and the new one for blessing.
Wow. Simple but powerful.
By midnight, there's this palpable sense of release, promise, and deep community support. a beautiful, self-created ritual.
That really captures the spirit of making your life a spiritual adventure. So, summing up this incredible journey.
Lister's core message seems to be, the truth works. Your life just flows better. Less drama, more peace, more happiness, more engagement. That's the practical measure.
It's about becoming a mensch, right? Someone genuinely kind, authentic, wise, some people want to be around.
Exactly. It's an observable outcome in how you live and relate.
So what's the final takeaway, the provocative thought for us to ponder?
Well, tying back to fearlessness, Lesser concludes that spiritual optimism heals. It reframes adversity as adventure, impatience as peace, fear as faith.
That shift in perspective, Ian.
And the profound realization is this. Even if we doubt sometimes, even if we feel lost, the moments we do connect to that deeper truth, that inner wisdom, they are enough. Enough to let go of fear.
The connection itself dissolves the fear.
Yes. So the question for you, listening now, reflecting on all this, how might you, in your everyday life, intentionally choose to dip into the wine of life's truth?
How can you consciously access that connection?
And allow it to dissolve your fear, empowering you to truly step onto your own authentic, brave spiritual adventure, starting right now.
We hope you're leaving with fresh insights and a spark of inspiration. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and check back for more episodes as we dive into new worlds of thought, one book at a time. Until then, keep your mind set in stone and your curiosity open. This has been a Big L Riz Media podcast, where big ideas meet lasting impressions.